All right. So one of the things I always believe is very important is to actually acknowledge your sources, to give credit and acknowledge people for their work and the ideas and so forth and so on that you've used to make things. So this is why, you see at the end of every great movie, for example, a long list of credits. And so this is acknowledgments and credits for MSCI 245 and also for 342. And the reason why it's also for 342 is 245 was designed to be part of basically a two-course sequence. Start off in 245, continue in 342. Certainly you could teach the two courses not together, but 342 will always be based upon the idea of students learning how to build an information system up through 245 and then working as teams to solve client problems in 342. But with that in mind, I have to give special thanks to, not special thanks, just thanks. Special thanks is down here. Thanks to Armando Fox and David Patterson they created this textbook, Engineering Software as a Service. And the big thing about that book was that as I went to design MSCI 342, and I had a sense for what I wanted it to be, it was that their textbook fit really nicely with what I was sort of aiming for. And so through their textbook and the courses and the materials that they've provided over the years, it's helped me structure our own course. Our course is absolutely different. It's unique to management engineering, and it fits within the management engineering curriculum. But that being said, absolutely a huge amount of inspiration comes from them, and we basically follow parts of their textbook. But as you can see, if you look at the textbook, they don't cover databases in there at all. And that's something that's actually really important, and you need to have somewhere in your education. And so 245 covers both the databases and then gets us into the application of the databases, which continues on to us to work to build information systems in 342 as a team. Anyway, so thanks to them. Absolutely, thanks to all the management engineering students. I started teaching 342 many years ago, probably 5-6 years ago. And those first years were wild and woolly, and the students put up with a lot of uncertainty and actually a fair amount of lack of structure in the early years. And through their feedback, and it's always been a lot of work on everyone's part, we've really been able to, I think, improve the course a lot over the years. But really the biggest thanks goes to some of the great teaching assistants that I've been able to work with over the year, the ones who've actually contributed to the design of 245 and 342. To start off with Phil Everson. He was part of the first cohort of management engineering students that I taught MSCI 342, the software engineering course, to. And then he came back, actually. He was on campus for the subsequent term, and he agreed to help TA MSCI 342 as an undergraduate. It's a very rare thing to happen, but he agreed to do it. I knew he'd been phenomenal in the course and was a real inspiration to me as to what students could actually do and how they can lead teams and things like that. So he came in and he helped in all sorts of ways, but in particular worked to really design some of the initial labs that we used in 342 and helped to introduce and move us towards using things like Git and GitHub and stuff, things that are very standard now in the course. A lot of those materials that he made don't exist anymore in the course. We've replaced them with other things, but absolutely they formed a foundation and moved us along. And Phil was especially instrumental in those early years with those contributions. Unfortunately, Phil passed away several years ago, and he's greatly missed. But I feel that his contributions live on. Um, Next up, again, management engineering students who continued on to be graduate students in the department, Rebecca Rayner and Lexa Michaelides. They TA'd the course together, and by having both taken the course, just like Phil, and then TA'd it, they were able to provide a lot of very valuable input and design guidance for the course. And subsequently, 342, when then paired with its new 245, has been able to come up and basically have a much cleaner structure. And I think we're in a good position with its design now. And a lot of that is responsible for the feedback and work of Rebecca and Lexa in 342. But sort of, I should almost be an extra special, but that's why Lexa's name is here, is twice. Lexa TA'd the first offering of 245 last spring. She's been your TA again this term. The amount of help, organization, feedback, guidance that she's been able to provide me in both 342, she's TA'd 342 twice. She's now TA'd 245 twice. Has just been phenomenal. And Lexa is absolutely amazing to work with, and a true, I mean, when we look at course design, I couldn't ask for anything more out of a TA, out of someone to collaborate with and to really help shape things and understand perspectives and so forth and so on. And so while I may not have reached out to students this term in 245 for lots of feedback, I did get the feedback that the class reps sent early on. And of course, I'm going to get your course evaluations at the end. But I've always got this extra perspective from Lexa, having been a student, and also on the TA side of things. So again, a huge thanks to Lexa for all her huge hard work over the years. It's absolutely hugely appreciated. Students will never know how much better things are because of Lexa, but the truth is things are an order of magnitude better because of Lexa. All right, and so those are the basic credits, but there are tons of people I haven't mentioned, tons of other material that I've taken as inspiration, other course designs and so forth and so on. And to everyone that I haven't mentioned or that I forgot to mention, thank you very much. We do this based upon all of us sharing and working with what we have from each other, and we just keep trying to make things better and better. Thank you.